welcome back to Linda's Corner. I am still not Linda. That still is Linda. And behind her is one of her corners. Just between you and me, it's not one of the best corners, if I'm honest, but that's a corner. Now, there is a black cloud over today's recording. I have to tell you, this is the first time we have recorded a Linda's Corner since the Academy snubbed us and left us off of the Oscar nominations for Best Short Film, which personally I can't understand. But we're not going to let it stop us. We're going to move forward. And this is a very, very exciting Linda's Corner. And I know I say that every time, but this time it's even more exciting than it usually is. Because we're going to talk about the start of a new journey of features and functionality for Clarity that Linda's going to take us through, all about collaborative work management. And this is something that I guess, everybody kind of sort of knew, but then that pandemic thing happened and we're all living it. And today, everything's about collaboration. We're all looking for tools that allow us to collaborate more effectively and more efficiently. And Linda, I think you're going to tell us that Clarity now has some capabilities that's going to assist us with that challenge of collaboration.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned, we're just getting started. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. And then we will get into this. Okay, so I'm going to open it right up with where we kind of want to be, which is into our tasks on one project, right? So as you mentioned, and then I mentioned too, we're working on it now. We're introducing it. So this is our first set of functionality, but I was so excited with it that I wanted to get it out to everybody, right? Just kind of as a teaser and a taste. Now, you're all familiar with our regular task to-dos that I'm showing right now, right? Here's my task. I've clicked on one of my little tasks. Over to the right, you see the detail pane. I'm going to click on the to-do, and you're going to see that's where I have my to-dos, right? So pretty nice, pretty easy to do. And if I expand this, it allows me to have more space, right? So we can just type one in, if I can type. Or we do. Okay, that sounds good. And then of course I can assign an owner as well as I'm in here. So maybe I'll make it Cheryl. Now the cool thing is this little panel, the expand that came up, it also is on our new common component. So I can filter, I can save views, I've got settings, I've got columns, details, etc. So that's really nice as well. So now if I go back over here, you see that I've got the owner, Cheryl, and if you notice over here, the task owner, it is Beth. So the to-do owner can be different than the task owner. I think that's kind of key for everybody to know. And I think you know how I added owner. I just went into columns and then clicked on owner and added it. So that's pretty slick as well. I also have a board view, which everyone probably knows about, and I can do a similar type thing there, and I can expand this out, and I've got columns. So this is the way we are currently, or were until this release, right, doing to-dos. And task to-dos are still pretty key and very easy. So I just wanted to kind of mention that.
Excellent. Yeah, I didn't realize that you could have a different to-do owner from the task owner. That's pretty cool. That comes in really handy. I learn something new every time we have one of these.
Me too.
So, all right, what about at the investment level, though, Linda? Because another challenge that we have within collaboration is that ability to collaborate without having a specific task. Investment level, obviously, is one example of that. It would be really great if we could quickly create a to-do without having to have a task for projects, for ideas, or custom investment types.
I think that's pretty key too. And I think that one might have came from the customers. I'd have to check back. It seems like as we started, to chat about this with customers and say, what do you think? They had suggested that, we also do it at the investment level. So we did. Now what I'm going to do is first I'm going to go into our blueprints, which you guys are all very well familiar with, but This is new, and I won't really touch upon this too much, but I'm going to use it today. We have a blueprint grid, which again is on that common component, so that I've got, search fields and filters and views and all this, fun, slick stuff. I'm going to go into major project, and the first thing I'm going to do is edit it, and then I'm going to go up to modules, and I'm going to add to-dos. So there's a to-do. All right, so let's put that in. So we did make the to-dos a module, which is pretty key, and you're going to see that here in just a second. So now let me go back, and I'm just going to refresh my screen, and you're going to notice that up in my toolbar, my little tab things up in here, I now have to-dos, which is pretty slick. Now the difference between this and those little to-dos from the side panel is this is at the investment level, right? Now it's going to show all the ones that were, at the task level too. But let's go ahead and create one. You notice that this one's got a little plus here. So let's go ahead and create one, and I will do so that we can keep track of what it was. I'll do new task at the investment level. And notice parent over here, notice all the others. This is actually the task name. And then over here is the to-do, right? So this is the to-do, and there's the owner, and there's the task name. Now notice that this one has a ARD payments module, right? That's the investment level. Now again, I can give an owner, and of course, I can also give a due date. But I think that's really key for everyone to sort of know that this is at the investment level. So not to get them mixed up, but a lot of times you want something at the investment level.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't want to necessarily have to drill all the way down to be able to create a to-do. When we're talking about portfolio management or program management, it makes perfect sense to do it at that higher level. But it's fine to do that for an individual investment. It's fine to do that for an individual to-do. But what about if I want to see all of the to-dos across all of the investments so that I've got that sort of summary perspective of all the tasks that are out there? How can I do that, Linda?
Yep, that's another one that I think is pretty key and that we've also added. You're just leading me right into this. You're so good at this.
It's almost like we planned it this way.
Yeah, it is almost like we planned it. One thing I wanted to make sure everyone knew is that this, again, too, this grid, even though it's only one investment, is using that common component grid, right? So you can filter, you can sort, you can do anything that you want to do. You can set up numerous views. I only have one, but you can do as many as possible. Now I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the to-do. And if you look down here, this is our to-dos, and we already have this right now, but it's only showing tasks. Notice that we've added another tab, which is investments. Now on the task one, again, I can configure whatever it is I want. Right now I have one investment, that AARD that we were just looking at. Over here to the right, I've got tasks, and over here, to the left, I've got the to-dos. I can switch this very easily and do more than one investment. Here we go, all investment views. So now you can see I've got AARD, e-commerce, I've got a lot of mine. And again, I can set filters and do whatever I want. I can also do targets. I didn't really show the widgets, but we can also do widgets on most of these screens as well. But that's another conversation. So let me just go now to the investment tab. So if I go over to investments, this is now across all investments. Notice how here I've got AARD, and then I've got e-business mobile network. So same type thing. I can have, multiple investments. I can set up the columns that I want. I can pick the to-do columns. I can pick the investment columns. Here, let's just collapse that so you can see what else I have. And since I have projects, now if I had ideas and other things, those would show here under idea or custom investment type, et cetera. So I can pick exactly what I want. It's a cross-investment type thing, right? Let's go ahead and add funding, because I think this is kind of cool to show as well. And let's see, how about goal? Whoops. There we go, goal. Okay, now the reason I wanted to show that is, and again, this is the investment level. You know, when I first turned on funding risk and goal, I was taken aback. I was like, oh my gosh, why are these all the same? It's not a very good demo. I need to separate and make these low. And then it dawned on me, silly, this is the investment level, right? So you're only going to have one funding risk at that level and one goal at that level. So the idea is, you would do your filtering and narrow it to exactly what it is you want to see. Maybe you want to see, something across those investments and do comparative analysis. So yes, we've started that as well. Again, this is all our infant stage, but we're getting there.
No, I love it. And I particularly like the way that it's an expansion of the functionality that already exists. So you're giving users the ability to do more. We're starting that collaboration journey, but they haven't got to learn how to do something completely different because it's just an extension on what's already there and it's going to come natural to people to adopt. So there you have it. Step one on our pathway to collaborative work management. And I guarantee you, Linda and I are going to be doing a number of Linda's Corners this year on collaborative work management features and functionality, because I know there's some really exciting plans coming up in the 2022 releases. And we'll walk you through all of those, plus many, many other things as we go through the year. And next year, the Academy won't ignore us, and we will not only get nominated, but we'll win the Oscar for Best Short Film. It's inevitable, Linda. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Thank you so much for joining us for the first Linda's Corner of 2022. If you've got any questions, reach out to Linda. Let us know. We'll try and incorporate them in future Linda's Corners, and we will entertain you and hopefully inform you. Linda, thank you so much for your time. Have a great day and a great weekend, everybody.